be good for the order.
It would be an individual whose main responsibility is to work with the existing businesses in the city to foster their health and growth and to attract additional business, both commercial, industrial, retail, office, whatever, into the city. I'll go a little longer than 30 seconds to say that when I was hired in 2006, my job title was city planner, and at some point, several years later, council and its goals, and I guess it was really as the Great Recession was in full bore, the council expressed some interest in attracting business, and I quite magically changed my title from city planner to planning and development director. I didn't change what I did day to day, but I thought that it provided a little bit more emphasis both to council and to the public that part of my role was the development side, not just the regulatory side.
That's right.
But so should the council decide to choose to fund and establish this position, it would be a staff person whose job is to work with the business community, both those that are here now and those that we'd like to come to foster development in the city.
Thank you, Dan.
Thank you. Other questions from council? Let's go to public comment on this.
Oh.
Anyone? Anyone want to get on this one tonight? The evening wears on us a little bit, but it's only 9 o'clock, and some of us stay up late. Not me anymore. But anyway, public comment. Economic Development Strategies Project. Council questions, deliberations? What would you like to do with this?
Mr.
Yes.
Mayor.
Hey, there you are.
I have a question for Keith on this one. Because you are overseeing the hiring and employees at the city, I'm wondering if the businesses would have, if we could have any type of task force or committee that kind of helps create what this role would entail while still going off of the guiding principles of the economic development plan. Like, what do they need to help, like their perspective, what do they need to help make businesses flourish, their business thrive? Because I feel like public input is super important, and if you're gonna have a position that's directly related to that, that maybe we should be taking their input on that.
I think one of the things we talk about in this plan is the different strategies and ideas, and one of the things that the plan says is it may call for a need for a staff person. I mean, and that's where, as we go through this program and this process of adopting this and moving forward with how we want this vision to come forward, that's really where that whole idea comes up, and that's where we could start to involve other people. I think it's good because it says, council, it should be on your radar that it could be a person coming forward, but for right now, to hire a person before we really have a plan of attack. I mean, we have this plan, but how are we going to implement it? What are our strategies going to be? We're going to look at some of the recommendations in there and feasibilities of those. So I think that would be what the first component of it would be, and that'll give us a better idea of what kind of skills this person would need, what kind of outreach we'd need, and that would be the point where we can involve those groups and those stakeholders to make sure we're in line with what we need.
Great, thank you.
Okay. Other questions or thoughts on this?
Mr. Mayor?
Yes.
So I brought this up the last time this was brought to us, but I want to just make sure that we're all under agreement that just because we adopt this plan doesn't mean that we have to go through with every single thing in it. Is that correct, Keith? It's just kind of a guiding, because that was my concern with the transportation master plan, was that, you know, are we able to divert from that? And that the answer was yes. We did not have to go through everything. This was just kind of a guiding document, kind of a starting point.
Correct.
Am I correct in that?
That would be correct,
Okay.
yes.
Okay. Other thoughts, considerations? folks want to go to a decision here on this?
Yeah.
Okay. We've got some options.
Yeah.
Are we in
Adopt it as presented with
Are we in
modifications,
We're in
or
decision.
defer
Decision.
plan to more time.
Mr. Mayor?
What'd you like to do? Go ahead, please.
I would like to move that the City Council adopt the June 2019 State and Economic Development and Strategy Plan as presented.
Seconded.
Okay. I have a motion to adopt the Economic Development Strategy and Action Plan as presented. Do I hear a second?
Yes, seconded.
Okay, a motion and a second. Discussion. Any more of this tonight?
With a very nicely done plan.
Okay. Let's go to a decision then. Alyssa, would you poll the council on this one, please?
Sure. Counselor Hook?
Yes.
Counselor Mullen?
Yes.
Counselor Ort?
Yes.
Counselor Patty?
Yes.
Motion passes 4-0.
4-0, all right, got that one. Okay. Communications from mayor and councilors. I'm going to step away from the podium for a moment and let you folks elect a council president. Need to do that since Brian Quigley was the one and only, and he's gone. So you guys talk about it, and gals talk about it, and elect a council president. All right?
Fellow councilors, I've thought about this a lot, and I really think that Councilor Mullen is the right person for the job. He's been doing this a little bit longer than us. He has a good grasp on it, so I would move to nominate him.
Is that an official motion? I think that's great if he is willing to
Yeah.
step into that role. I would support that
willing.
as well.
So, thank you. I would be. It's something I've been thinking about over the last couple weeks once I talked to Brian. I've already done some outreach to like the Stayton Sublimity Chamber of Commerce to start meeting with them regularly because, well, and then I've got a comment later, but yeah, I would love to do that for the council.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. The three of you have agreed.
Oh, we need to, do we need to move it?
Let's go ahead and make it official and do a motion in a second.
Yeah, a motion.
Mr. Mayor, I move that we appoint Councilor Mullen as the council president.
Okay.
Second.
Motion and a second to appoint Councilor Chris Mullen to the role of council president. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, opposed, same sign?
I'm honored.
Okay.
Thank you.
And you get to sit here close to Mr. Senile. How about that one? All right.
I would be
Mr.
honored.
Mayor, Mr. Mayor.
Let's see, yes.
Part of it, if you don't have any more business, I would love to say something during the council portion
I
of it.
don't have anything more this evening, other than welcome to our new police people, and
Thank you.
appreciate you taking the time and effort to do this. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Hopefully you don't run out screaming after tonight.
Okay. Other comments and questions
so-
or thoughts from,
I wanted to thank everyone for being here, first off. I know that this is, the things that have happened in the city have been really frustrating, and I know you guys want answers to some things that we can't give you because they're an HR concern. I'm sorry?
sorry, you got it. Go ahead.
But anyway, out of respect for the city employees that are no longer city employees, I can't say anything more for their privacy because it is an HR concern, and that goes for any city employee, not just these two. I would have the same respect for any city employee. I am given that same luxury at my job, and most of you are also given that same luxury of having the privacy. So I just wanted to let you guys know that I do hear your concerns. This is really tough for all of us. It's tough for me, but it would be against policy for us to discuss it any further because it's the law. So, but I do appreciate that you guys are here and that you are concerned, and I am listening. I can't speak for everyone, but I can speak for me that I am listening, and if I could give you more information, I really would give you more information.
So, just to let everybody know, it is difficult sometimes, and we've put ourselves in this situation to be criticized, and it can be really difficult. But I know the folks sitting up here are listening. I was dealing with a death in the family for the last week, and through the social media posts and everything going on, I left early. I left my family early to be here tonight because this stuff is important to me, and it's difficult to listen to some of the feedback. Any human being can have a negative reaction to being criticized, but at the end of the day, you got to be thankful for the feedback. And the body language thing for me, if I'm not demonstrating to you folks that I care, that I'm listening, then that's, that is something that I do take seriously, and I'm going to take that as an action going forward. But the two things I hear again and again and again are that we're not listening, and I'm going to be reaching out to folks to try to figure out what we can do to remedy that perception. The other one I hear so much is that we're not a business-friendly city. And that's incredibly concerning to me, because everything I see that goes on behind the scenes doesn't jive with that perception. And so again, there are these perceptions that are out there that don't seem to be reality to me sitting behind the dais. And so I kind of want to figure out from folks how we connect those dots better and what that forum would look like. Do we meet for coffee? And I know you guys do a lot of outreach. So you can get in touch with me through the city, but I would love to have coffee with folks that are feeling very passionately about some of this stuff so that I can get some of that feedback, because I'm very interested in hearing what we can do better to make sure you feel valued and heard. And that's all I wanted to say.
Mr. Mayor.
We should have elected you a long time ago to something. Most I've ever heard you say. Well, that's wonderful, though, yeah.
Mr. Mayor, I had
Okay,
one
yeah.
final note. I just wanted to say this town raised me. I moved here when I was 11 years old, all right? The only time I've left is for military service, okay? I grew up admiring Stayton Police Department officers, period, okay? They're not going anywhere, all right? They're here to stay. They're role models in the community. We want to support the police department. Marion County's not taking over. As a lot of people have reached out and talked to me about, I wouldn't support that, period. And that's all I have to say on that.
Okay. Anything else?
Yes, Mr.
Yeah.
Mayor.
Can I address you after the meeting?
I just wanted to thank everyone for coming out. It really, as much as, like Councilor Mullen said, nobody really cares for criticism, but it's great to see the community out here because it means that you care and that you do want to, you have things that you want to take into consideration. I wrote down in my notes that I wanted to make sure that you all knew that I was available to talk. I have cards in my purse, so if you'd like to meet up, chat on the phone, you can email me. I'd be more than willing to talk with you and chat with you. We're not always going to agree on everything, so I'll just put that out there right there, but just know that you will be heard and that I'm listening to you. I wanted to welcome the interim chief and deputy. Thank you for being here for our community. I wanted to thank the 1019 committee for all of your hard work. We appreciate you trying to do the impossible, it seems, at the moment. And there were a couple things that have been brought up, and so I don't know, Keith, for the Happy Tales Dog Park, could we get, that's been brought up a couple times, could we get some, we don't have to do it now, but if you need to go back and get some information on that. Obviously, that is a big deal to the community to figure out what's happened and what's going on with that.
Yeah, that's all. I'll speak to that right now. That's all public record. I had to follow ORS 279 for this. It's a city bidding project. It went out following state law. I've got all the records. We spent $48,000 on that park. Every cent that was given to us went to the park. So I'm not really sure where these rumors start, but I'd be more than happy to share that.
Sounds good.
Mr. Mayor,
Okay.
can,
I'm not done.
Other things?
I have a sheet of my notes. Is it possible to see that? To get,
Yeah, it's public record. I'll print it out and leave it at my counter if you'd like to see it.
okay?
I think he just kind of said that, yeah, okay,
Okay, hold on.
all right. This is under communications from mayor and councilors, so
Yes.
we're still cooking here.
Lots of members of the CERT team came out to voice their concerns. Thank you. See you all in the back row. If you could maybe connect with them, can I do that? If you guys care. If you could connect with them and just kind of hash out their concerns and just make sure that they are,
Yep,
you hear them and you know what's going on with that. There was, okay, we can't give direction like that. Keith, is it possible for us to have,
Ty will look into it.
thank you. A resident brought up chip readers and catch poles for lost and found dogs, and if there's any way we could figure out how to make sure that our lost animals are taken care of. Obviously, that's a concern for us. And then finally, I had a resident reach out to me before the council meeting. They had concerns about the park behind the pool, that there has been needles left and people loitering and whatnot.
There might be more of a off-the-line conversation.
Got it. Yes. But again, if you want to chat, come get one of my cards. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Anything else, or shall we go to communications from city staff? What?
No, Mr. Mayor.
I don't think so, sorry. Not now.
she can connect with us after too.
what?
She can connect with us after too.
Yeah,
Mr. Mayor,
can you
if one-
connect with us after the meeting, please?
I have a child at home.
Understand.
I haven't had dinner.
Yeah, I think-
I would take less than 2 minutes.
yeah, it's
Mr.
just-
Mayor.
Oh, no, no.
Public
we
comment.
can't, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But connect with somebody. Call me. Well, you and I have talked before. Call, please. Phones, numbers in the phone book. Keith, go ahead.
That's all. Are we communication for the staff? I don't have anything. Does the staff have anything tonight?
Anything? Okay. What we've got looking forward to is a public hearing on code amendments, public hearing on mobile food units, community neighborhood grant processes, and personnel manual, and a Pacific Power hearing. Is there anything else this evening? Let's go home.